What is up? Welcome back to the Black and Gold Standard Podcast. And today we're going to be talking running backs. And I think this is probably a position that a lot of Steeler fans are at disagreement. And I just say that just for the fact of you have so many people, not everybody, but I've heard so many people that just want to run Najee Harris out of town. They shouldn't pick up his option and just all kinds of a lot of negative stuff towards a guy that I believe, I mean, he's really done everything that you drafted him to be. I think one of the things with Najee Harris, I believe, is people have to realize what type of running back he is. I think sometimes they just look at the fact that he was drafted in the first round, and maybe they thought he was going to be some 1,800 yard a year guy, running back or something like that. But that's never. I mean, honestly, you're not going to get that from any running back. It's a new game now, so you're not going to get them 1,500, 1,600 yard rushers anymore. Um, but what you have to understand about Najee, that's not Najee's game. He so if this to me, if this first of all, if he was drafted top 10, I would say he's definitely probably would be a disappointment if you take somebody that high. Najee was drafted towards the end of the first round for a team that didn't have any type of running back. So I just feel like Najee is what he is, and what he is he's a guy that he's gonna pound the rock. He even though the Steelers don't have to do that now with having Jalen um, Warren there, he don't have to get all those carries. But Najee's a guy. Give him 20 carries a game. Probably out of those 20, 5 or 6, you're gonna get 2 yards, 3 yards. But then, as you notice, as the game goes on, you're gonna get 10. You're gonna get 15. You're gonna get 25. You know, probably, Najee's the type guy. He's gonna give you a 30, 40 yard run. That's gonna be his tops. He'll never get a run where he's just gonna take it 60 yards. And if you really look at any running back in the NFL right now, you don't even really get those type runs anymore. You do get some guys that'll break it here and there. Warren, I think he broke a 75-yard touchdown, but that's his game. So I just think right now the running back position is the strongest position I believe that's on the team right now. You have a great 1-2 punch combination with Harris and Warren. Um, I think in maybe even in the draft, a late round pick, they need to add a third guy. Um, or maybe you can get a undrafted free agent. But they need to add a third guy, and probably even by the time camp comes around, it'll be some veterans probably that haven't been picked up that you could add a guy. So honestly, you can find a running back, but like I say, one of the things I don't understand is just the hate for Najee Harris. This is a kid that 3 years straight, 1,000 yard rusher. Yeah, everybody will say 1,000 yards, especially with the extra game, ain't nothing but 50 something yards a game, 57 yards a game, or whatever. But the point of being consistent and doing that, no other Steelers running back has ever done that his first 3 years um, being in the league. Um, 3 years, haven't missed a game. And one of the biggest things is the availability. If you look at most running backs around here, they're missing games. Those guys are missing a couple games here and there, being nicked up. This kid has answered the bell for 3 straight years, not missing a game, not really a fumbler. I think he probably had a couple of fumbles, but for the most part, don't fumble the ball. So he to me, he's everything that you would want. in a starting running back. And not to make any excuses, I mean, when you look at it, look what he's been running behind. He didn't ran. I mean, especially his first year. I mean, I will admit the line has improved, and I think this year was the first year that he actually got his average up to 4.0, which is good, and I expect that to climb even higher this season. I mean, I don't see why he can't be a 4-1, 4-2, 4-3. You know, that's the type running back he is. I think some people will look at, well, Nick Chubb averaged 5 yards, but not Najee Harris and Nick Chubb are two different type running backs. Nick Chubb is way more explosive, and that's not Najee Harris' game. And Jamal and Warren, that's more of his game. He's the scat back. He's gonna hit the hole a little faster, a little quicker. He's gonna make longer runs, but that's his game. But like I say, right now, I think the Steelers have one of the best 1-2 punches in the league, and to just let that go to waste is crazy. But you hear so many people saying, "Well, not Najee. We made a mistake drafting him," and I just don't see it. Um, because me honestly, I don't think Jalen Warren has. I don't even think he really even has the body type that if you made him the starting running back and gave him 25 carries a game, I don't think he'll last. And on top of that, it showed kind of in that Baltimore game. He's putting the ball on the ground. I mean, not a lot, but he put the ball on the ground, and they set him down. And in the AFC North, that's something that you're going to have to do. You're going to play in bad weather. You're going to play in rainy weather, snowy weather. And right now, you got a back in Najee Harris that's holding on to the rock, and I think he's doing everything that the Steelers asked of him. So that's what I think. It's probably more of the fans. I don't really think the Steelers are saying, disappointed in his play. Like I say, he's been running behind a terrible offensive line, but the line has gotten better, and he is a back that he needs to rely on his offensive line a little bit, like any back does. But some guys can make something out of nothing sometimes. Najee is more of a straight ahead guy, so he needs to get those holes open up for him. And I think the offensive line is improving. So I don't see that really being an issue. So, like I say, I think the running game is very strong right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think with this new offense that they're going to run, a lot of play action, I I think it's going to even be more devastating. I think once we get that center position fixed and stop having that internal pressure, get another left tackle or right tackle, and move Jones over to the left side. Um, I think these guys are going to be all right, and I'm looking for 12, at least 1,200 yards from Najee. I think, and I think Warren will chip in another 800 to 900. You're probably going to get from Wilson, that's probably going to be another 200 yards rushing. I think Fields is going to have some type of package where he's going to play every game. I believe, and I think he's going to have a package that's probably going to be another 200 to 300 yard. Well, I won't go that high, but probably another 150 to another 100, 225, 250, another rushing. So I think this team is going to be very devastating running the ball, and I could see the Steelers on May 2nd, I think it is, picking up Harris option, which I think right now is only like 6.5 million, something like that. I could see them doing a long term deal with him because, like I say, I I can't see where you could not be happy, for what he's doing right now. So we'll see. Like I say, I think the running back position is very strong. I could see maybe drafting the guy late in the later rounds this year, or picking up a late free agent, or picking up a undrafted free agent to fill that room out. I like Eddie Faulkner as the running back coach. You see on TV all those crazy drills that he had those guys doing, but I believe it's working. So that's great to see. And I think if it's anything that position is strong, I believe in Najee Harris. I'm quite sure Coach Tomlin believes in him. I think the team believes in him. And come on, Steeler fans, you got to get behind this guy. Um, I think sometimes people just kind of listen to the media of a running back should never be drafted in the first round and this and that, and you kind of feed off of that. But I believe this kid has basically done everything that they have asked of him. Um, I don't think they're disappointed in him. I don't, and yeah, does his do he miss holes sometimes? Like sometimes you think like, what the heck is he looking at? Yeah, he does. He does do that, and I'm quite sure that's something that Coach Faulkner has been working with him, and I think that's something that Najee probably sees and has to understand. He has to get better at that. But as a whole, I have no complaints about him. Um, I feel like he's still a starting running back, and I think as far as running back position, I think they're strong, and hopefully these guys stay healthy for another year, and let's get it. You know, no complaints there. So let me know how you feel about that, and we'll see you for the next episode. All right, take care. I'm out.